You are now listening to a premium 40 production. You need the Jesus. Oh, I forgot to say niggas. Brandon, I forgot to say that you niggas need the Jesus. You have to read
and she's also quirky, right? She just has this spunk about her, and this character's in every show. Zoe from what is it? Nurse Jackie?
Oh, Zoe
was like this.
Not Zoe.
She's like this. Like these characters existed. These women characters, female characters exist in every show.
I can kind of see what they would be saying because, you know, usually if you are a bigger woman, you kind of have that funny role.
You end up being the
like your
comedic
typecast. Yeah.
relief.
So yeah. I think there is probably a bit of that, but then it's kind of done in a way where it's not too much. Like sometimes it's just wow, it's so blatantly obvious that that's what they're doing.
Right, like a Rebel, like Rebel Wilson. But and those are characters that I think stay the size that they are so they can continue to get those roles.
And then it's also hard. I mean, looking at adolescents today, she's not fat compared in the common American society. Like now it's like I mean, I walk through hallways and I'm like, you know, kids are like 3 times my size. I'm just like, am I not normal or is it like, so she's the average kid. So from that perspective in their group, she's probably not as like outcasted as we would have had, you know, back when we were in school. But so I can kind of see like the older perspective looking in on it, like, you know, people in our age range kind of like, oh, they're probably, you know, but like to like a kid, they're probably like, oh, I probably need to gain a little weight.
I would think she's the most ride or die of any of the cast members on this show. And I think she's the one that would be the funnest to be friends with, like just because of her goofiness, but also because she seemed to genuinely care about their situations despite how they treated her. Like they were the ones that treated her like she was icky, but if they needed something from her, she was there in a heartbeat. And she wasn't like, she didn't talk behind people's backs. If she had shit to say, she said it to their faces. Like she insulted them right back when it needed to be done, and any of them that she liked, she let them know. I thought she was one of the strongest characters on the show.
She definitely could take some insults because
she also got herself into some situations, like the whole peeing in the sink shit.
Oh, that was disgusting.
Like, it's disgusting, but she was like, "Look, I can't get in the bathroom. I got to pee somewhere."
But like, see, that reminds me of some stories I've heard from you and Twan about people, like about certain people that were there eating people's crackers and like just being like that pesty girl.
Yeah, I mean, she was a bit of a line stepper, if you will.
Oh, she's a huge line stepper.
I don't think I hung out with any line steppers.
She's a huge. I'd say in comparison, because you got us to go see. This is the comparison I was going to make earlier when you were talking about the age, because you got us to go see. You convinced me to listen to Ash and go see Love, Simon.
I love how you threw me in.
And I tell you, everybody in that fucking movie is over 26 years old.
Oh,
like,
yeah. I mean, Simon is about 22. The actor that plays Simon is 22. But you're right. Everybody else is like 26 and up.
Right. So
he has wrinkles on his face.
Like
he does. I mean, he old looking. 22, but
they showed one dude in line getting lunch, and he literally had a receding hairline. I was like, "Come on, bro, come on, man. That man works construction right there. That guy. He's raising 3 kids. Get the fuck out of here." But the character in that movie that I would compare to Jasmine was the little shitbag that was blackmailing him, and that oh yeah, absolutely. I'm saying that when they write this particular character in shows, right, the quirky, weird one that nobody likes, right? But he is not a likable character at all. He's not a strong character. He's not likable. Like Jasmine's role is that role, but her character is written completely opposite of that. She's confident, she's strong, but she is weird.
In the mix. Like, they still involve her
in everything.
She was like one of, I don't know if they're bridesmaids in that thing that Olivia had for her birthday.
Well, she was helping Ruben do the dance move for the keepsake. I mean,
like, they had matching dresses. Like, she was there.
That was too funny. Yeah, I mean, I was a fan of her, though.
And people like her. Like I said, she has she had more Instagram followers, I think, than the Olivia character.
Team Jasmine. Don't know her real name.
Yeah, so people like her. And I think people are getting more positive things out of that character, hopefully, than negative. I enjoyed her. I would love her for her to come back next season.
I just want you to find a clip that's when she goes off about the booty shorts, because that was hilarious.
If you could remember what episode it was, then I can
find it later.
So, none of us have really spoken about Olivia as a favorite character. What'd you guys think of her?
Ashley, what'd you think of Olivia?
I thought she was really sweet, like just empathetic, like that right there.
I think Olivia was the glue when they needed it. Yeah. I think that Monse had been the glue for the longest, but even she started to grow into herself and I think her own needs and wants, and I think that she got confused and things got lost in communication, and I think Olivia was there to kind of be the ground.
Yeah, like a good neutral person who likes everybody but doesn't really have, invested feelings.
Well, she does now.
And she wasn't a big fan of like keeping secrets. She was like, look, I think this is happening. Is this what's going on? It's not a big deal. Let's talk about it. Keep it moving. Let's keep the group together.
Yeah, and I like the fact that she was the audience for this group of kids.
It's true.
She saw them. She saw what they had for what it was. She thought it was beautiful. And honestly, having lost her family and having to come into a new home, a new school, meet new people, she really, despite all of their dysfunctionality, just really wanted to be involved. And they really could have written her character as just snobby, pretty girl who moves into Ruben's house, which is kind of where I thought they might go that way. But I think the first time he actually like really introduces himself to her, and he's clearly like drooling over her and staring at her boobs the whole time, and she's just kind of ignoring it because that's what kids like. That's what boys like him do. Mm-hmm. That's when I was like, okay, her character might not be like this stuck up pretty girl that just is going to continue to treat him like a little brother or treat him like shit. At one point she tries to even give him his room back. And I think she genuinely was doing that. I didn't think that she was trying to manipulate him that way. She really didn't want to rock the boat.
Agreed. And that's the thing about this show. There's something to like about every single main character of this season.
That's rare in shows like this. They usually have bullies and villains, and they're really, if there was a villain in this show, I think it was clearly my boy from the Shy at the end. And
just the idea of gangs, like gangs were the villain, if you will.
The environment itself was the villain.
Environment, yeah.
So music. You brought up music.
I did.
You have the soundtrack in front of you for this? Because it is...
I do not, actually. I've been meaning to pull that up. 1 second.
Let me see. Opening in Spotify... Because they put a playlist together really fast for this one. They did. It's got 2,300 followers. So
I know the first episode had I feel like Cuddy was on one of them. First,
you know what? Episode. He was, because I was listening to that drowny ass sound, and I was like, "Is that Cuddy?"
Yeah.
I was like,
I didn't hate it though. Long. That was the thing.
I didn't either, right? I was like, I haven't heard him in so long, so I can't tell if that's him. But I think that's him. Dej Loaf actually does the intro. Like the theme or whatever that changes that you heard in the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah. There's some Little Pump tracks. There's a Rory track. Sampha had a nice track on here.
Yeah.
That was at the end of an episode. I remember that specifically because I was like, yo, that is a dope ass Sampha song. Let's see. Brent Faison is on here for Insecure track. I tell you, I don't care what anybody says. R&B is getting better. There are more talented R&B kids and young adults out here right now doing this genre.
And they're taking chances. Mm-hmm. Not doing the the normal R&B. They're kind of mixing genres together, which is pretty dope.
Yep. Purity Ring and Danny Brown have a track. I remember when Danny Brown was rapping. It's one of the later episodes towards the end of the season. Kalela is on here, and this is actually from her album. She's got Frontline from Take Me Apart. Her is on here. This is, God, how do I get this job? How do I get this job of picking music for television shows?
Right.
Because they always find the perfect people to do this shit. Like I feel like I'm just not qualified enough as these people are, because they got some jams up here.
Nah, it has everything to do with who you know. Everything.
All right. I need to know more people. I need to know the right people.
Yeah.
I need to know more damn people. So I guess now we can start talking about the stories. Anything else?
Nope.
Outside of the story that we wanted to talk about?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. Cool. So, we'll just run through like the major themes of each character. We won't go episode by episode. I don't think that's necessary, because like I said, I think you should binge watch this. I absolutely think you should binge watch this show.
No, and it would just take like all day to go by.
Yeah, I mean, 30-minute, really like 22-minute episodes, 25-minute episodes. You can definitely get through it in a day.
Yep. You should take 5 hours. It's 10 episodes, so 5 hours out of your time, and just binge watch this. You'll definitely thank us for that. So the episode opens up with, let's see, Monse going off to camp. Or whatever the fuck.
Or coming back from camp.
Well, it starts off with her leaving.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah.
It's right before she leaves.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then that's how the episode opens up. Go through the whole theme intro for the show. Come back, and she's come back from camp. And she's, she looks proud. She got her braces off. She's walking up the streets. And the camera makes it very apparent that she also now has breasts.
And that she's aware of them.
She's aware of them and actually kind of like, oh, I look good. Look, everybody looking at me. I got my braces off. I got some breasts. And then the creepy dude points out that she has breasts across the street. And at that point, she pretty much either is wearing a sports bra or crossing her arms over her chest for the rest of the season.
Yep.